ChillBuzz, baby.
Welcome to ChillBuzz Radio, people, where we shed light on the deep, dark truth of New York City and the surrounding world around it. I'm DJ Luca Knight, and I've been gone for a little while. But you know what? Now I'm back. It's been since 2022 that I haven't really uploaded anything on YouTube. I haven't really recorded any new ChillBuzz Radio episodes. A lot happened, basically. I was prioritizing the podcast from the launch of season 2. I had a brand new video recording camera that I bought to amp up the quality of the podcast. I'm sure you could tell in the first few episodes of season 2. I also got back into beat making. That's something, me and Poppy Blunts, go back a long time. We haven't been talking recently, but, I still love him like family. And basically, we used to just, fuck around with music. There's stuff that we put out, like tons of uploads, projects that we've worked on together, and we made this beat. The troll beats usually do like the best. Put that shit in was something me and him did years ago, and this was like another troll thing that we did against someone who's actually like inspiration of mine. Like he DJ Gus, he influenced my career. I saw we were around the same age, teenagers, and we were both selling e-pills together. Going to the clubs, bagging chicks. It was, the good old days. And I saw that he would DJ parties back in Mount Vernon, where both of us are from. And it just seemed so interesting and fun and a great way to make a living. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life at that time. Like, I was the type of person who just went to college just because I thought it was the right thing to do. But DJ Gus, I got a lot of respect for him. Without him, I might not be here. And a lot of people that I'll mention later on in this podcast. But basically, me and Pop trolled Gus on this song, and we called it Gustavo Loves Prostitutes. Because it is a habit he's had over the years, and it's not like I'm saying anything no one doesn't already know already. I know he has a family, loving family. I wish all of them the best. But it is what it is. We trolled him this day. We made this beat the beat was so fucking good, but we put these like stupid, fucking ridiculous, preposterous samples all over it that just didn't make it something that we could actually release as music. So nothing ever happened to it. We even made a music video all in like 10 hours. We dropped a fucking music video. He sent it to everyone who knows Gus on Facebook. By like a few hours later, like he literally woke up to Gus like, yo, why you putting me in that shit? He put me too, because he uploaded it as Poppy Blunts, but he put Luca Knight first in the credits to the song. Luca Knight and Poppy Blunts dash Gustavo Loves Prostitutes. And I'm pretty upset because he made it a joke of a song. We started out like that. We both have like pretty good like sense of humors and everything, but there was just so much potential in that song, and he put that beat on private, probably because we don't talk and he knows it will drive me crazy, which he knows me good enough to be correct about that. And because I feel like I could have like took the samples out, whatever. But basically the reason I brought that up is because it made me want to do a collab album with him, and then we had a falling out not too long after that. Not gonna get into what happened. I'm just gonna say that we had disagreements that I still stand by, and I'll always stand by. I'm pretty certain on that. And you know, people can have their disagreements and respectfully, you know, wish each other the best, and that's how I feel on the matter. But so I decided to just work on my own solo beats, and January 1st, 2022, I started making my first beat. I called it Let There Be Light. The code name was actually Wisdom. I don't know. It just sounded like it was something like that. And I called it Let There Be Light. And then I had my ex, Gisela. We were going out clubbing. I had my car at the moment. And she came in wasted. Usually when this happens, one out of two things happen. We come in and either no, this is pretty much what happens every time. Like with different girls, sometimes it's one or the other, but with her specifically, she comes in so bombed, passes out, and I'm over here horny as fuck trying to like get some action because I'm a night owl. She's the early bird type, but she's a weekend warrior, you know? But her internal clock is like, you know, like a regular person, not like the fucking weirdo with the mask you're looking at right now and listening to. But basically, you know, she'll pass out, I'll be horny all night, and then I'll literally wake up to her molesting me, because it's not like she doesn't feel the same, but our sleep cycles are just different and whatever. But the reason I brought her up is because one of those nights where she passed out on my bed, like before she passed out, I was working on a second beat, which I ended up calling Evlamonium, which was a DJ set I made under my original stage name, and it means the evolution over a millennia. And I combined those two words to make Evlamonium. And basically, we were both making it at first. The code name for that was actually LKGK, Luca Knight, Gisela Knight. But that was actually the code name for that. But it became Evlamonium, and she was having fun. You know, she's like a phone picture, Instagram, Facebook girl, like taking videos of her touching keys, acting like she knows what she was doing. But you know, I'm a full-blown professional, and producing's been something I've done for a very long time. I mean, I did my first music collective being a mixtape, a hip hop mixtape, as a rap songwriter, not a freestyler, but a great hip hop songwriter, basically. And then I did a LP with some amateur beats, the final one being the best, the first one being the wackest, basically. But that's how it goes, you know? And I remixed a lot of things, mashed up a lot of things, done so much sets, live mixes, live remixes and sets, remix decks, just all different types of production software, the recomposing of known songs and putting my own twist on it, all types of stuff. But it's really all built up to this album. You know, the top 100 DJs in the world, they're not the top 100 DJs. They're not the top 100 DJs because they're actually good at DJing. They're the top 100 DJs because they sell the most tickets, because they produce the best electronic music. And that's just a fact. Like, not one of the top 100 DJs is even, like, realistically in that top 100, because I feel like the real top 100 aren't even producers, because those are the people who put more effort and energy into the DJ aspect of it and neglect the production side, which does have a benefit that excels them in their focus of DJing. Not everyone, but there is some phenomenal DJ producers, you know, many of them. But what I'm trying to say is the actual top DJs of the world, they don't really get to see like the light of day. Like, they're not like really, if they don't produce music, it's like kind of they're not a real DJ. It's weird. It's a disgrace the way the system is set up, you know. And another thing with the game, it's like so much corruption. It really isn't about how good you are. I mean, I am the self-proclaimed prodigy of mixology. I walk on that statement. I will battle anyone, anytime for stakes. It doesn't matter, because I'm not I am that confident. But I also do it for fun at the same time. It doesn't need to be for stakes. But if you're getting, like, you know, well-paying jobs, and I know I'm better than you, and you think you're more worthy than me, put that job on the line. Put your money where your mouth is, because the underground will rise. What I called this season, the unofficial subtitle of ChillBuzz Radio season 2, is actually the rise of the underground, because it's when I started prioritizing putting on indie underground artists. Every episode has really been an episode like that, aside from the Marty Marr flashback. But you know, R.I.P. to him, of course. Founder of the show, I'll never stop forgetting him. There's probably like another 2 to 3 more episodes I can drop of him, and it's gonna be good. The season 3 premiere might be his final episode, just to start what season 3 is gonna be with a huge bang. But getting back to the timeline of the events that happened since, you know, we last spoke. Back around that time, while I'm producing the album, I decided I want to drop this on my birthday, the day I became Luca Knight. You know, I was born August 12th, 2018. August 12th, 2018. 2018 is a combination of August 12th, which is the birthday my body was born in back in 1989. Did I do the Southeast Asia tour? No comment on that, because I'm gonna get real on this, but you're not gonna catch me breaking character at the same time. That's why you see this fucking mask on me. Not gonna happen. Not gonna break character, but my character is true to myself at the same time, and I am a comedian, and I entertain you people, and that should give you your answer and closure on the situation, but if you're a true night owl, you already know that by now. So basically, I'm working on this album. I'm doing podcasts. Since I'm working on the album, I'm doing background beats to the podcast, so that I could have my own music and get the practice of just beat production, helping the podcast with music that I own, because I've done like podcasts and I'll put not like copyright free beats in, and it will still get flagged and claimed, so it's like I want to just make all my own stuff and deal with people who I personally know. So, I'm growing this. Like right now you see me doing a solo show because this is all I have. Like people have been telling me build a team. I'm over here like, yo, I'm trying. Either people don't want to fuck with me, or they're not reliable enough. They're not worthy themselves to fuck with me. So, it's hard. I'm definitely trying, but there's only so much I could do. You can't control willpower. Back when I started making this album, I'm doing these podcasts with Lord Zero, Graveyard Game, Red or Black. I do the podcast for Red or Black. And it led to me having a residency at a bar out here in Flatbush. And I was supposed to do a film shoot. That same day my car got broken into, and they got not just my photography, not just my video camera, but my photography camera also. And they got both of them, so I lost both of my cameras. So that explains the downgrade of visual quality in the podcast since the Red or Black episode. But I got a lot of DJ shit going on. At that time, when my camera got robbed, I had the most DJ activity in 30 days, 60 days, probably 90 days up into that point in my entire life. I was all over the tri-state, doing stuff all over the place. It was great, all types of different stuff. I did my first music festival. We kind of did a renegade at it, because we didn't get approved for our sound camp, but we came back the next year and did it, and I'll get into that soon. But just to bring up corruption, because this place Bistro 1804, they were corrupt from the beginning. I believe that Red or Black is a good guy. I believe that he's a product of his environment, though, and he just has a dark aura constantly around him, just because who he's around and his ego and all that. We're both Leos. I could relate to him. So he did try. He tried to make things work. There was a lot of ignorant people there. I was honestly a superstar. I made mad power moves. I grew that place and made them more money. And when it came down to me getting my money, their system was rigged in a way where it was impossible for me to get it. And, in simple terms, it's like, oh, you make this amount of money at the bar and you get a percentage at the bar. But then my biggest night sells out the bar and didn't make the sales that would need for me to get a percentage of the bar. So therefore your system is rigged. And there was more things that happened after that. Two people who I despise in the industry, Mikey Crumbs, Dr. Crumbs, whatever his fucking name is. And Chris Butt Naked, KVK's ex. Um, and they basically set me up because we agreed to all host a open deck party at Bistro. I was the event coordinator over there. I was doing podcast parties. I was doing all types of stuff. And they basically set me up because they kept trying to gain control over the situation, and I'm like, yo, if you want control, just earn it. Do what you got to do. Like, be worthy of it, and you got it. It's less weight on my shoulders, honestly. But no one was worthy, and Retta himself said he wanted me to be top dog of the whole, like, shit. So they was just plotting, and eventually, like, I had control over the whole thing, but I was nice, and I was like, yo, I want to work with you guys. Like, I don't have to be, Reddit says I'm leader. I don't have to be leader. I could be the fucking we could be equals. We could be the three kings. And I don't know what it was, the jealousy. There's a lot of people. I don't want to name certain people because they're close friends of mine. And you know who you are, but I'm not going to embarrass you on the fucking air. But you know who you are. But there's people who are threatened of me and being next to me in parties, and they fear that I'll outshine them, which, I mean, it is a legitimate fear. But if you have me on your side, I'm not going to outshine you. We're going to shine together. That's how it works. But a lot of people don't trust that and understand that because the industry is so corrupt, and you just don't know who to trust. But I vow to everyone. I vow to God. I vow to the people of planet Earth. I vow to my own soul that I will never be that. I will fail before I become what I despise. It will never happen. It will never happen. It won't. I guarantee it. But these guys sabotaged my event. I had a lot of good stuff going on over there, and as soon as I agreed to bring them in, they went AWOL. They didn't show up. One of them was supplying the CDJs, and they both just ghosted me, and I found out one of them was in a festival upstate, and no one communicated any of that with me. They made a flyer. We both made a flyer together. They threw my name on the flyer as someone for the open deck. Meanwhile, I'm the host. And, in hindsight, I could see that was like a sketchy move right there. But, so I ended up stop fucking with them. Because that same day I was outnumbered because my partners weren't there, and I had some fucking hood rat trying to extort me and rob me, and ended up cracking my window because I didn't open up my wallet and give him money for nothing. So it was a shit situation. Some good came out of it. But after that, I dealt with another situation that put me in the hospital long term. I had a lot of podcasts that I recorded at Bistro, and I'm probably still going to release some, but I was dealing with just too much bad energy from there, and I just didn't want to do the edits. So I figured when that gets cooled down, I'll do it, or maybe I'll record new sessions with the same people in different places. But the one episode that I did do was the first episode I did there with Faust and VX. That came out pretty good. Faust is someone, Mr. Faust 999, shout out as someone who's a good friend of mine. Like we talk a lot. Like, I support him, he supports me, and it will always be like that because there is some real ones in this game. And I'll tell you this one right now. You're looking at one right now, DJ Luca Knight, but Mr. Faust 999 is also a real one. He was on ChillBuzz Radio episode 21, I believe, and you should definitely check that episode out because it's pretty lit. It's good. And there's another guy, VX, and it's an amazing episode, And I'm probably still gonna drop more from bistro, but a huge obstacle that got in my way. I basically a week after my birthday, August 12th, I was, not dealing with bistro anymore, so I was like searching new opportunities, like new moves to make and everything. And I'm in a bar in Manhattan talking to club owners. Me and Dave Serrato, GTA Dave. Shout out to Dave. You my boy. You had my back. You came and saw me in the hospital. You lent me rent money so I could not get evicted while I was in the hospital. Because I lost everything when that happened to me. But the night before it happened, me and him were in bars talking to club managers about getting me in these places, And the next morning, I have stomach pains that land me in the ER. I ended up having appendicitis. It was misdiagnosed, which left it untreated and made it explode in my stomach. They call that perforation. And so they told me how serious it was and that they would have to uh, give me antibiotics and drain it out of me over time to get the infection out. That it wouldn't be as easy as just surgically removing it, as if it didn't explode. But it exploded. It's like, imagine moving a grenade out of a room. Pretty easy. But imagine a grenade exploding and then someone tells you move that grenade from the room. It's going to be like impossible because it's everywhere. The grenade is gone. That was my appendix, a fucking grenade. And I felt it explode. And then they tell me the day after, oh, your shit exploded. You're gonna be here for weeks. You were supposed to get out in a day, but you're gonna be here for weeks. Hitting me with all this craziness. I'm losing my mind. I have a car parked. I don't even have a phone charger. I have a pet at home, my pet iguana, Dina, who I love very much. If you're fans of the two me's, you already know that I'm both of them because Dina is the link, basically. My little draguana over here. But I got a pet, I got a car, I got a job, I have multiple jobs, I have interviews, I have stuff going on. And now I'm in the hospital because someone misdiagnosed a serious illness and it got worse because of that. And now I'm in the hospital, no one even knows I'm there. The doctors didn't want to give me a phone charger so I could charge my phone. Finally, my boss found out I was there. He came, brought me a charger, and I reached out to everyone. And when they ended up draining the infection out, they ruptured a blood vessel and I was internally bleeding and they had to operate on me. They put a catheter in my neck and in my dick. They stuck a tube in my penis hole. It was the worst experience I ever had in my life. If anyone's listening has ever had a catheter inserted in their penis hole while they're conscious, you can deal with any amount of pain after that shit. Because nothing I dealt with in the hospital even compared to something they did to me that supposedly was helping me. And I honestly don't think it was any necessary at all. Put a diaper on me. It's not that fucking serious. Because the pain on that, it was some next level shit. Imagine giving birth to a fucking hamster out of your dick. That's what that shit felt like. Imagine a snake slithering up your penis hole. That's what that shit felt like. And it was at the point where I didn't even care if I died. I would have accepted it just to get out of what I was going through, all the horrors. Ended me up in the ICU in their long term. Bunch of people came to see me there. My brother, Mike, Adam, Joel, Dave saw me a lot of times, actually. My mom came out a lot. Shout out to Mom. I love you so much. I honestly think you kept me alive. And it was the worst time of my life, and I had to recover from all this. And I finally got out. My car was booted. I couldn't work because I have 32 staples on my stomach, and so I couldn't work. Ended up losing my job. They towed my car because it collected all these tickets while I was in the hospital, and they booted my car, and they towed it. I never got it back. I pleaded to the judge, thought they would have sympathy for me, but that just didn't work. And that's when I lost my car. I almost lost my apartment. Things got bad. Money was tight with me. There was static with the roommate because of it. And basically I was working, doing a lot of promotion jobs at the time. I met a big role model of mine, DJ Boris, doing promotion jobs. Shout out to Boris, like, you know who I am. So Danny Tenaglia actually liked a comment that I made on one of his posts the other day. I told him to book me on one of his extended flyers, and he liked it. So I was happy about that because that means he likes the idea of him booking me. So I'm getting places in the world, people. I'm fucking getting there. But I'm working on the album, going hard, working on the album and everything. And I'm doing catering work that Dave actually put me on to my roommate, Marcos, who has Nova Caters catering company, and I started working with him. When he found out I was having static with my roommate, he offered me a room in his house, and now we're basically like best friends. So and we're actually building a DJ business together because all of the corporate events and weddings that his business does catering parties for, a lot of them have DJs, and that DJ is going to be me. Am I going to have a mask and feathers and look like a spiritual psychedelic warrior? No, I'm going to have a suit and a tie and all that other stuff, and I'm going to use my middle name. So I'm not going to go as someone who is not Luca Knight. I'm just going to go as the unknown middle name of Luca Knight, which you'll soon know when everything merges together, because it will merge together at some point. But anyway, like, the whole situation, I moved here, had static with the roommate, and I wish everyone the best. I wish Soul Crusher the best. He actually helped me make one of the songs that is going to be on this episode, Rebelladelic. And he actually helped me with one thing on the song Let There Be Light also, So I told him this album does good, I'll hit him off with a little piece of something, But basically a lot has happened. There's been a lot that has happened, and I start making this album. I continue the album, going hard with it. And I end up moving here, the room you see right now. When I moved here, I'm working a lot and everything, but I still didn't have a real DJ comeback. There was one thing I did at some bar in the area, nothing crazy. It was a great performance. You could see the performance. It's called Luca Knight Live at King Ty. You could check it out on YouTube, but the HQ version is on SoundCloud and Mixcloud. But I'll have the HQ on YouTube soon. I just kind of fell off my videography shit since all my shit got like jacked from me. So I plan on having more of that soon by the summer because I'm releasing my album August 12th and I want to film the release party. So it's kind of important to me. And I move here, I do that party, and then Immersion is happening again. I was at the first year of Immersion. Immersion is a burner fest. It's like a fan interactive burner fest where people basically like the fans are the art attraction, kind of like Burning Man, where everyone goes there and sets up their own art exhibits and does their own music and all this cool stuff. It was kind of like that but a very small scale, like literally 2% the size type of thing. But it was dope. I went there the first year while I had that good run, while Bistro was going on, and I was out in Jersey and Connecticut and all over the city, and it was pretty good. You know, I felt the sparks coming back. The pandemic was ending, so there was a lot of sparks coming back. But then that hospital setback really fucked me up a lot. And I move here. I start planning what my idea was, the rave cave. The sign's back over there. You could see the sign. That was the sign that Immersion made for us. And I recruited a bunch of people for it. Loud Meech was one of them. He did a lot of work with me in the past. Black Irish put me on to someone named Mona, who has a collective called Desert Sounds. Dave Serrato was the only other true original founder because he was there basically at year zero for us, and before we were official, and we still made it happen. And they loved it and encouraged us to come back and do it the right way, and that's why we did it. And they're not having it this year because I planned on being on the main stage. And when I tried to find out information on it, like, I wasn't really getting any answers, so I asked in all caps, and then they fucking flipped on me on their Immersion family group page on Facebook, like suspended me from a day, talking about, oh, I'm one of the admins of this channel, like, watch who you're talking to. I'm like, listen, I didn't even say anything offending. Like, oh, you're, oh no, not even an admin, a moderator. I'm like, you're a moderator? I'm founder of a fucking NYC dance party events. I'm founder of that group. If you're watching this, you're probably a part of that group. I'm founder of it, the one founder. And it has over 1,000 people, and we're rapidly growing. So join it because it's where all the party people meet, all the promoters, all the venues, all the entertainers, all the fans. It's where everyone meets, and that's why I created it. And so you should definitely check it out. It's called NYC Dance Party Events on Facebook. It was actually originally the Bistro 1804 event page. But when I had the falling out with them, it actually had a following of almost 200 people. So I just decided to switch up the name. I was the original founder. It was my idea to make that page in the beginning. So I just went with it. And then Dave recruited this girl, Venus Payne. And, you know, she's very artsy and dresses all artistic and does visual art and a bunch of stuff. You know, she's dope. And then there was like a wild card who came in the picture, and it was basically a slut who fucked everyone who went, every male who went to that festival. I'm kind of guilty of it. And probably like another 30 males who were just at the festival having fun. There was one camp that had a glory hole booth, and they stuck her in there for a while. Shout out to Mike from Philly. Um, I could say a lot if he was retired, but I'm retired. No, I could say a lot if he was retired, and I know I'm retired, and I wish I could say it, but I'm not gonna say it. And if you got telepathy, you know what I'm talking about. We those type of people. But I came a long way, I burnt down the empire and I'm chasing the crown of a new kingdom. And that's what I was doing at Immersion. You know, Papa Smurf, like we had a little coalition going on. He was on the main stage. I was breakdancing in the sand for him, showing support for him and everything. And he actually came to my open deck, the last open deck I had at Bistro. That's how I originally met him. And he told me I'm better than that, and I told him how sorry I was for bringing him to a shithole. So, that's my boy right now. Shout out to Papa Smurf. But we're all there at this festival. We did the Rave Cave. It was a user interactive festival where basically me, Loud Meech, and Mona were the DJs, and Venus was like the only professional artist, and she was doing body paint for people. It was epic. And Cuspid was the slut fucking everyone, but we told her, you could fuck whoever you want, but tell all you gotta do to gain our respect. If you want to eat during this 5-day festival, because that bitch came broke with no money, bitch. If you want to eat and survive while you're fucking all these random guys all over this burner fest, you better promote our camp. And we had a zip line. It was crazy. We provided them with all the paint, mad paint we provided them with, so everyone could paint our goal was to get everyone at that festival to tag up on the tent. And I have a lot of videos that Venus took. She lost one real good one that I'm kind of upset about, but it's all good because she made me happy in some pretty erotic ways. So it's all good because honestly, I'm getting older. I don't get as much action as I wish I did. Like I wish I did. But I'm single. If anyone's interested, I got this mask on my face, but it's only because I don't like signing autographs. I got scars on my face, and it's not only because I used to move the weight. It's kind of because I'm a badass and I get in these badass situations. But you know what? It's them sexy scars that got that sexy sex appeal to it. And if you come to one of my parties and you support me, you're gonna see my face because I show love to my fans. That's how it is. Like you're a true night owl. You come out for me, you get to see what I look like. You deserve that much, right? You know, because I don't want this shit on my face all the time. After my set, I want to be chilling. When I try to light a blunt, I'm gonna try to light a blunt for the camera right now. It's gonna be difficult because this gap between my eyes, this black cloth between my eyes that Sebastian made, Sebastian Lumberjack, shout out on Instagram, phenomenal Comic-Con designer. He turned my brother into Thor, so I drew a picture where I prophesized this image of Luca Knight before he could even walk, before ChillBuzz Radio existed, back when I was just an infant soul in the body of a adult. But this is what happens when I'm gonna do it on camera. You guys could see it. I won't be able to because I'm gonna be cross-eyed trying to look at this blunt. Okay, that wasn't as hard because it was a full blunt, but if it was a clip, it would have been extremely difficult. But, immersion worked out wonderfully. Wonderfully, it worked out. And Loud Meat starts fucking Mona. I was fucking Venus for a little while. Dave was all sucked into Cuspid for a while. It was like the end of a movie. Like everyone had like a little. It was like three guys, three girls go to a festival together as a job, and all this drama happens, ups, downs, all around. And by the end of it, we're sitting in fucking Applebee's as three couples. And it just set out a whole new venture of people knowing each other. Loud Meech was actually dating Mona at one point. I ended up working with her Desert Sounds collective. I'm still technically a part of the collective, but things have been kind of slow for her lately. It gets a lot more popping during the summer, but my rates are definitely going to go up because she could have stayed a little bit more true to me, to keep it a buck. It's like I do feel appreciative that I was one of the only paid DJs working for her, but I would have worked for free some events for exposure just to be kept relevant in the loop. But when you start working for money, you're put in an overqualified situation where the next guy willing to work for free gets your slot. And those people kind of fuck up the market, like they literally fuck up the market. People willing to work for free, you fuck up the market. I'm talking to you. I'm one of them, but I just want to get known. But that's why, like, as Luca Knight, I'm really only focusing on podcasting. And this is the first one. The return. The true return. Because I'm here to stay. I'm back, motherfuckers. And, this is the first one and everything. I'm bringing the podcast back. No less than one per month. And the music production, I'm doing one album every year, and for at least the next 20 years. Maybe I'll slow up after that, but I need to do one album every year. And I know I'm a great DJ. Before, I was known for a bunch of production stuff. So I feel like when I get up there, I'm gonna legitimately be one of the top DJ producers in the world. And it all starts with this first album, which is called Let There Be Light. You're gonna hear it later on tonight. It has, I was gonna do it because this is a trilogy album. It's called Luca Knight, Let There Be Light. Part 1 is called SunRay. Part 2 is called Moonglow. Part 3 is called Earth's Aura. I was going to release them within months of each other, a summer, winter, spring vibe type thing. But to ensure the best amount of quality on these albums, and being able to save up a little bit more money for better promotional pushes, I'm doing one per year instead of one every few months. And so SunRay 2024, August 12th, 2024. I'm going to have an open bar video shoot party. Still figuring out where that's going to be. Moonglow is going to happen in December 2025. And Earth's Aura will be only a few months after that, in spring 2026. And then after that, there's a lot. Maybe I'll make a Wigwam music album. Maybe I'll make another Cosmic Light album, which the next one in that series would be Supernova, which would be another various electronic. By the way, like this specific drop this summer, SunRay, it has. I was gonna do 666, but I don't like that number because I'm for God. No disrespect to Lord Zero. I mean, I respect how he worships Satan because I understand how they don't worship it in a negative way. Like they worship the good about it, but they're not bad people. So it's something that could be misunderstood. So I respect it, but I do my heart and faith and soul like is always going to be with God. That's who I am. I wear this cross every day of my life. You know, I prayed with this cross when I was almost dying in the hospital on my deathbed, and because of everything I went through, I'm going to have a lot of compensation money brought to me, you know, and the world will be in my hands. But I don't want that money to define my success. I'm trying to make it up there in the game. I'm trying to make it up there in the world. I'm trying to get rich before I get any settlement money. I'm gonna be rich. Whether I like it or not, I will be rich. Whether anyone likes it or not. Haters, motherfuckers who don't want to accept me in the cool kids club. Why? Because I didn't suck the right person's dick. Why? Because I'm not originally from Brooklyn and somewhat an outsider. Somewhere you think is upstate, you ignorant motherfuckers. I'm from Mount Vernon, New York. Mount Vernon, New York. And you know what? I gotta do more of these solo podcasts. I'm just now addressing the fact that this is a solo podcast for the first time. But I definitely gotta do more of these solo podcasts because you guys need more straight up Luca Knight, you know? Me and Marty, Marty is the only fucking person who could level up to what I can do alone. Like, he's the only, it was better, me and him. Because it started me and him, and that was the vision. That's how it worked. But, you know, he's gone, and I got to improvise, and I got to make him proud, and I have to continue his legacy. Because this show is, you know, it's something he has to show for. It's the best way I could say it. It's something he has to show for. And you know, I'm sorry. I that was my best friend in the world, you know. That's the one person who was not blood related to me. I could get a little emotional right now. I don't gotta keep up the image. I mean, I'm not taking my mask off. You're not gonna see that. Don't get too happy. But there's no one around me right now. It's just whoever's watching this stream, if anyone is. But the HQ version will be out very soon. But Marty was very close to me. It fucked me up a lot. And he died before I even released season 3. So, you know, it's... And then I carried it so much, like I didn't feel like I could have done it without him, and I did, and I'm here. And I tried relying on so many people, and I had an argument with some douchebag who reached out to me on Facebook when in reality he acted like he wants to be kept in the loop of whatever I got going on. But I knew it was my past history of being Scarface, not just having a scar on my face, which I do, but being that guy in that movie. And I knew that's why he hit me up. And, you know, he tries to keep it like he's concerned. Maybe he is, but it doesn't seem like you are when I actually give you good advice on what you're asking to be interested about, and then you ghost motherfuckers. It makes it seem like my intuition was right in the first place. But he's talking about build a team, build a team. You know what? I'm trying to. Shout out to Corin Jordan out in Long Island. She wants to be a part of my team. She has radio experience, and we're probably going to do a lot of work together. Shout out to Mark Mack up in the Bronx. He's someone I also spoke to too. He has the same initials as Marty Marr. Someone a little, like deep into the 420 scene, the hip hop scene, the Bronx culture, and that's where this show was really born. So I'm excited to have him on. There's a guy, Ben James Medallion, who we've been planning some stuff. A lot of people might think I'm not taking stuff serious, but there's just been a lot going on, and I'm still catching up in the timeline and everything yet, so bear with me. But did a lot of shows last year. Immersion, the Rave Cave was my comeback. It was the most important week of my life up until that point, and it was the best week of my life up until that point. And after that, working more on production, I started to focus on the uploads again when things got a little dry, when the weather got colder, and leak some of my album tracks, asking around for feedback and stuff like that. And people seem to really like what's out there, because I like off of the original music of mine that I leaked, it's got better feedback. It's got better in the analytics. Those tracks that I originally made are doing so much better than most of the stuff I've ever put out. I thought about making this first album just to get known, just for exposure, but I think I'm gonna make money on it because people really like this music, and you're gonna see soon. I was gonna do 666, but now I'm gonna do 777, that lucky number that makes you hit the slot machine. And I'm not gonna take away tracks, so I'm gonna add tracks. So I made it 777, and the seventh song of each part will be named after the subtitle of each part: SunRay, Moonglow, and Earth's Aura. I kind of wanted to squeeze that in anyway, and having a problem with 666 gave me the best opportunity to do that. So on today tonight, excuse me, look how dark it is. What the fuck am I talking about? But on tonight's mix of the night, it's gonna be a bunch of bomb songs. I started off with Let There Be Light, then Evamonium, and then the third song is gonna be SunRay, which is the second song is gonna be SunRay before Evamonium. But that's too early in development. You're not getting that tonight. So tonight it's going to be Let There Be Light, Evlamonium, and then Dragonfire, and then Rebelladelic, then City Island, then Windian. And the entirety of this album, it's electronic. And there's house, there's techno, there's electro, there's tribal, there's hardstyle, there's moombatin, and there's trap twerk music. So there's a lot there. The reason it's a trilogy album, because I'm not stopping at those genres. I got the trance working out. I got a trance promo like preview on the SoundCloud. You could check it out. It's called Rocket Trip. It's gonna be on Moonglow. It's the one song that I'm promoting for Moonglow. So I'm deep on it. Like I'm working on 4 albums at the same time, and this is basically done. This is the beta version, you know. Still got a little stuff I want to talk about before I like close things up, you know. It's like I feel like I summed a lot up for the most part. I'm not trying to shit on certain people too hard. Like, you know, I could rant right now if I really want to, but I'm trying to keep it more positive and entertaining for you people, you know, for you night owls. Because if you're a new Luca Knight fan, you're a night owl. That's how this works. That's this relationship. I'm Luca Knight. I am your servant to entertain you and make you happy. And you are my night owls who I serve. Because without you, I don't exist. I'm no one. So shout out to my fans, all you night owls. I love you people. I truly love you. I truly love you. Without you, I'm nothing. And without a lot of colleagues in the industry, you know, Black Irish did a lot of good things for me. I wish he still did, but he's done a lot. He's done a lot. I can't say he didn't, but when he started DJing again himself, it's like, for certain reasons I'm not going to get into, but I'm pretty sure I know why. Out of the blue, I stopped getting put on to things, but it is what it is. And you know, I'm working on all this album stuff, and it's like December, just a few months ago, and in my group, NYC Dance Party Events, which is like, it's pretty prestigious at this point. Like I feel I get many friend requests all the time, and I greet all of them. I talk to them. I'm like, what's up? I talk to people. Greetings, new friend. You know, I talk to people. I like engaging with people. Like, you added me. I want to see what you're about. Who are you? You know, like, hello, my name was Luca. You know, but some people just like don't even say anything. I'm like, why did you even fucking add me? Like, what's the point? So you motherfuckers just don't do it. I have enough friends who aren't even my friend. I don't have friends. I honestly don't think I have friends. I have acquaintances who we mutually give a fuck about each other. I have family with unconditional love. I have business associates who we mutually benefit off each other. But I'm single. I have no best friends. Like I used to. There's many times over the years where, but I have no friends. My friend is this mic, that keyboard, the keyboard, the mixer, like the computer, like this is my life. This is what I do. It's my everything. My friends are my fans, you know. But I would like some personal friends. But people, you know, they liked me and respected me more. Even my own brother, who wanted to become a police officer and didn't invite me to his wedding twice. People respected me more when I was a fucking drug dealer, doing the wrong thing in life. You know why they respected me? Because I was the man. I had the money, and I had the power, and I had the bitches, and I had the connections, and I was the shit, in plain language. And that's what funded my DJ career, to be completely honest. If I didn't make that type of money, I would have never been able to afford the investments that originally got me here in the first place. So, so many people, because I am a better person. I'm beyond that. I know I look like someone who's trying to rob a bank, but I'm more spiritually enlightened than I've ever been in my life. I have like high morals. My mixtape, I wrote about a bunch of ratchet stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, the bars were straight up fucking fire, but the stuff I wrote about, it was just negative messaging. Then the LP, it got a little better. It was more party focused, but I was a drug dealer, and like now I'm not, and I don't even do drugs except weed anymore. Like, all I do is weed, and I'm even trying to quit that by the end of the year. How ironic is that? The first episode, the pilot to this series, the topic was legalization of marijuana, where me and Marty were so happy about it. But now there's more weed stores than bodegas. That's how crazy it is out here. And it's just dumbing down the population. I mean, I think it should be legal, but I don't think it should be this easily accessible. Like, it's all about money, which was stupid why it wasn't legal in the first place, but the government is stupid, and that's a whole other can of worms we could open. But basically back in December, my boy Frankie in my group page, NYC Dance Party Events. Everyone who's listening is on Facebook, so join that group page. Even if you don't live in New York, you're going to end up in New York at some point, and you're going to meet dope people from New York. And since I'm basically the overlord of that channel, I usually don't flag things that are unrelated if they're kind of relevant. Don't go posting some porn shit up in there. But, if you want to post a song you just dropped, I'm not going to flag it. I'm not a dick. So, if you're from anywhere in the world, you want to join the group, feel free to. Like, I'd love to have you. And, in this group, I saw a post saying we're looking for a DJ for New Year's Eve. Fun fact about myself, I've DJ'd every single party in American existence. I've DJ'd my birthday back in 2012, didn't get paid, and I DJ'd my birthday in 2024 and did get paid. So those are the two times I DJ'd on my birthday. I've done St. Patty's Day. I've done Halloween multiple times. I've done 4th of July multiple times. I've done Christmas multiple times. I've done Easter. I've done Memorial Day multiple times. I've done Labor Day multiple times. I've done many people's birthdays, many people's weddings. I've done I did a party, it wasn't on Valentine's Day, but it was basically a Valentine's Day party, so I count it. I did do a Thanksgiving Eve party, which counts as Thanksgiving technically. And the only thing that I've never done was New Year's Eve, the Super Bowl of holidays. The Super Bowl of party holidays. When you're a kid, you don't care about getting drunk. You care about Christmas gifts. So that's why I have to say it's the Super Bowl of adult holidays. New Year's Eve. Best day of the year. And as a DJ, it's your dream highlight. If you're not DJing, like, put it this way. If you would rather go see someone else DJ a huge event than DJ an event that is something decent, you're not a true DJ, and you should just get out of the market and get out of the way for people who are actually serious. Because, you know, like, you should never want to support someone, no matter how much of a fan you are of them, and turn down your own opportunities to do that. I've seen people do this, and it's pretty disgusting. So don't ever do that. But what happened with this situation, you know, it was a New Year's Eve party. He said it was voluntary. And I told him, like, yo, I've never done anything on New Year's Eve, so I'll do it. You know, I'll do it. I'm down. And we're talking, we meet, he invites me to an address to play badminton. It ends up being a church when I get there. So, you know, I go to the church, we're playing cards and all this stuff, we're talking, and they end up giving me the party. And it was the best day of my life. It was the most important event of my life. I spent for a large amount of people. They danced, they were sober, and they danced better than any other crowd on mad drugs I've seen in my life. And it made me want to change my life and become clean and start doing more positive things, like go to church and the gym, and less negative things like drugs and alcohol and weed, which I'm drinking and smoking right now. But it is what it is. This is ChillBuzz Radio, and I'm trying to quit. I don't do hard drugs. Like, I have not done coke in 2024, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, cocaine created a lot of this album. It's just the truth. If I told you otherwise, it would be a lie. But I don't want to be known as that guy. Like, I can produce music better under the influence of cocaine. But I don't, that's being controlled. And I believe that you can do any drug. You could do anything and not be controlled. But when you feel like you need something to get through a certain task, even if it's just feeling good, you're controlled. But I feel like if you have to quit something completely and you feel that restriction, like you can't, like, oh, you're forced to quit, it's still a form of control if you really think about it. Because it means that it has so much control over you that the only way you cannot let it consume you is by completely eliminating it from your life. Which means it controls you. Which some things you want completely eliminated from your life. But let's face it, there is a time and a place for certain things. Occasional, recreational, responsibly done drug use can be more beneficial than negative. And that's just a fact. But excessive use leading to addiction is horrible. And I don't condone that at all. I regret a lot of my decisions. If I could go back in time, I would do a lot of things different. I would do a lot of things the right way. And but you can't. But I still got my whole life ahead of me. And I have a lot of money coming to me because of all the suffering I've dealt with. But you know what? I'm not gonna wait for that money to get me rich. I'm gonna do it without it. You know, I'm gonna get rich this year, and I'm gonna get wealthy next year when that check hits. But that New Year's party I did, you know, I saw people, so many people dance sober for the first time in my life. Like, I never saw that. Like, I always saw everyone just getting trashed. And that's what I knew forever. The first memories of my life were bars. My aunt is fucking Sue's rendezvous. Like, come on. And it just made me look at things different, and now I'm prioritizing the whole corporate scene, who won't be operating as Luca Knight, will be operating as the middle name of Luca Knight. Which, if I told you that, you would know what I look like. So I'm not going to tell you that. But just know I'll be generating a lot of money that will make this tour, this national tour. I'm planning a RV tour. I know it's been a while. There's a lot I have going on. But I'm planning an RV tour to promote my album and make more music collaborations with people I meet along this North American continental tour, where I will be spinning, recording music videos, doing parties in the Grand Canyon and Mount Rushmore and all these dope locations, and meeting interesting people, doing podcasts with them, seeing perspectives all over the place, living in an RV, probably have a little team with me, and I might even buy 2 RVs, to be completely honest. But I just want to see what's out there, because New York is my home, but I feel like, you know, I'm about to be 35 years old and I'm single, no kids. I don't think the New York girls are for me. I don't know what it is, like their values, like it's like the generation, the dating game today is just shit. It's dog shit, where the guys don't even give a fuck anymore, because it's just completely ridiculous. That's why, like, I primarily just work on myself, and that's that, you know? Like, there's a few slime bags here that get me past the fucking moment, but what I truly want is something real. You know, I want something actually real. L is real. You're looking at him. You usually don't hear that out of my mouth because it's said about me. You know, the whole legend of, is L really real? L is real. You know, you and you already know that because you're a fan, you're a night owl, you're here. But, you know, I'm very independent. I do everything on my own. I do this whole show on my own. I'm everything. I'm the DJ, I'm the producer, I'm the artist, I'm the engineer, I'm the videographer, I'm the photographer, I'm the graphic artist, I'm the promoter, I'm the technician, I'm the video editor, I'm the performer, the entertainer, the fucking master, the fucking prodigy of mixology. It's who I am. It's who I'll always be. So, you know, it's been a long time since I talked to you guys and everything, and I really feel comfortable doing this alone. I didn't know how this episode was gonna turn out, but I really like it, and I think I should do more like this. I've been looking for someone to fill Marty's shoes, but no one will ever fill shoes as great as his. But I still want my guests, and if anyone wants to actually take the co-host position serious, like, I need a team. I need people to help me. But I can accept not having that, and I can deal with not having that, because I'm used to being let down. I'm used to not dealing with people who are good for it, and the people who are good for it look at me like I'm not good for it. So I just feel like I'm stuck in that middle region area, where the people who claim to want to deal with me just are fuck ups, and the people who I think are really good people to work with, they don't want to give me the time of day, even if they're not as good as me, which is most of the cases because barely anyone is as good as me, and that's just facts. If you want to battle me for stakes, my number is 929-575-9211. Global code +1. United States of America, motherfucker. That's where I'm from. And we're gonna get into some other stuff. Some, non-musical stuff. I mean, there still is some. Well, I have one last musical segue that we could get into the non-musical stuff, but just corruption in the scene. It's like I went to an open deck the other night, and it was so rigged. It was so unbelievably rigged. He had full bios on everyone who was supposedly getting randomly selected, information that they didn't ask in the applications. And even when I spoke to him himself, he was talking about trying to get someone in who I found out was taking a random slot. So he's trying to pick someone for what's supposed to be a random slot. And I got that confirmed when the place closed at 2 instead of 4. What a fucking shit disaster shit show that was. But there's another thing coming up like that again. Me and Faust talked about it earlier. I don't know what to make of it. But like, I don't know what's gonna happen, like with Luca Knight in the scene. Like, I know I'm doing that album release party, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of shit after that. Like, the national tour is where it's really gonna happen, and that will happen probably around the time part 3 drops, spring 2026. That's when I'm gonna travel the continent and do the best party ever been done at the Grand Canyon, and it's gonna be glorious. But I really just wish we had like an industry where there was no corruption, where it was like, yo, you're talented, you're qualified, you got the job. But that's not what it's about. It's about popularity. I was popular when I was a drug dealer. I thought me giving that away and doing something better would be like a better play and work out better for me in the world. But I don't have the same popularity. Why? Because I don't have the shit people love anymore. Because I want to do better with myself. It's like there's so many DJs out here trying to cut each other's throat and stab each other in the back just so they could step on it to get higher themselves. And it's pretty disgusting, because what we got to be doing is working together and looking out for each other. But too many people look at it too competitive, and there's too much corruption of people who aren't as good, who cheat the system by rigging these situations and just dealing with rigging these situations and just having completely biased decision making as far as who we're gonna do business with, or like like who we're gonna work with, or any of that. Like, I'm better than so many people who make thousands a month doing this shit, and I don't even make $1,000 a year doing it. But this year make over $10,000. I know that for a fact. Cause the corporate money is really where the real money is in the DJ game, and I'm a businessman. I know what I'm doing, and with that money, I can let the business run itself and let DJs who want work, good corporate work, let them do the jobs. And I'm just the boss who sits back and collects the money, and I'm out being Luca Knight, riding my RV, soon a yacht around the country to soon be world. And speaking of the world, there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. New York City is a crazy place. I'm living in the epicenter of electronic music in the United States of America, in the new world, north, south, central, in the Caribbean. Like, Brooklyn is the epicenter. Where else is? Comment below if you have an answer to that question. And I live here, and it's so like, oh yeah, suck the right dick and you get the fucking right job. And it doesn't have to be like that. So that's why I'm going to bite the bullet, do a bunch of this corporate stuff, and I'm going to become my own boss. You can't change the system unless you have power. So being a small fry, you can only make significant changes by stepping outside the box and becoming your own boss and not a conformist, and stop being traditional and just figure out what you know works, not following anyone else's fucking guidelines. You know, it can all happen, and like that's how I'm gonna do it. Like, they don't gotta let me in the fucking cool kid club. It's all fine. Because they're all fucking scared of me. I mean, if these people respected me, I would help them. If they've thought that I wasn't, that I outshine them or whatever, I would help them become what I am, because that's who I am. I don't think I'm better than anyone. Skill wise, I know I am, but human to human, I'm better than no one. And I don't think there's nothing I can do that no one else can't do. So I'd be more than happy to teach anyone anything, you know, but not everyone looks at it that way. They're very competitive, and they're just very untrusting. Like, I have the opposite take. Like, I'm kind of naive and too trusting. I think things are too much as they appear, and get blindsided when they aren't, which sucks. But even besides the city, you know, we got all that immigration shit going on. Thank God it's getting cleaned up. We've been dealing with this pandemic shit. Thank God that shit is basically over. I kind of don't like the fact that currently in New York City, you see more gay flags and Ukrainian flags than you see American flags. And I have no problem with gay flags. I have no problem with Ukrainian flags. What I do have a problem is them being above American flags. That's extremely disrespectful to the United States of America, the nation that we live in. And especially New York City, the greatest city in the world, in the greatest country of the world. That should be a better representation and show better examples in how things should be, and not force motherfuckers on the West Side Highway taking bike rides to see gay flag after gay flag the whole fucking journey. No American flags. Like what country are we living in? What world are we living in? We're living in a world that wants to let men take all the gold medals and trophies from the women. Like, don't get me wrong, I believe in equality, but there's the reason why that is divided is because biological advantages is other things like is other competitive things divided like that, like music. Is music divided by male and female? No, because there's no biological advantages that help a male musician or a female musician become better than the other. So it's just fucking retarded. Like, I love all people, but the agenda is just stupid. And they're trying to sexualize kids. The left is just out of their mind. I used to be a Democrat. Like, they could go fuck themselves. Like, I support Donald J. Trump all day. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud to say it. Like, I made a song featuring an Obama speech. But I made a song featuring Obama's speech. And I liked the things Obama said in that speech. But Obama really didn't do anything that impressive as a president other than being black, which is impressive, but that's all he did. If I'm wrong, comment something else. Oh, he killed bin Laden, but how many innocent people did he kill to do that? Trump is the type of guy who, when you ask him, who do you want to win the war between Russia and Ukraine, his response is, I just want people to stop dying. The guy who created peace in the Middle East, and that's who they attack. Joe Biden thinks Mexico is bordered to Israel, and that's who's the leader of the world right now. I told you people so many years ago, you try to crucify me. You know why it doesn't happen anymore? You know why this podcast is starting now? Because I'm more than a musician. I am now proclaiming myself as a official conservative. Well, I don't want to say conservative because I am a right-leaning moderate, independent thinker, to be specific. But I believe in a lot of ideals of the left, but I am definitely a political commentator at this point because it's never anything I cared about or wanted ever, but it's just something too important in this country. It's too important. Like, things are going insane and we're going to have no freedom. China's going to be the next world superpower at some point. You know, Biden, people blame the Afghanistan withdrawal on Trump, but Trump wanted to get out. That's correct. But the way Biden executed it when he was president and was making the actual decisions was a disaster. And because of that, he gave the Taliban like $20 billion of our resources, our like lethal resources, you know, and the whole world looked at us as a joke. Now you got China going crazy on Taiwan. You got Russia, full-blown war with Ukraine. And then Biden stupid enough to just support it to the max. Like, where is that agenda getting you? The leftist morons of this country who literally support whatever is the opposite of the right thing. Because I think that's really what it has come down to. It's like, oh, Palestine murdered, raped, and kidnapped people in Israel, and many of those people happen to be American citizens who live in Brooklyn, I see their fucking missing, kidnapped, like signs on the street with their picture on and their information. This is our people here in America, who all these fucking leftist morons, who 30% of them fall under the LGBT HIBHC, and fucking they're not even educated enough to know that if they stepped foot in Palestine, they'd get their heads chopped off for their sexual orientation. That's how stupid they are. That's how retarded these people are. People who think MAGA is a bad thing. How is Make America Great Again a bad thing? Because let's be honest, it is not great now. And it was a lot greater than it was at many points in this time in this at many points in time in this country. So, I believe more in Vivek's message of the best days are ahead of us, because that's not just being equal to what was, make it great again. It's becoming greater than ever has been, basically. So, I'm Trump all the way. Elon Musk also. Trump and Elon, the most important people on the planet. Most important people in the world. Elon, Neuralink, SpaceX, Mars, free speech on the internet. Tesla, Boring Company, all this amazing stuff. Trump is going to save the world, because when he becomes president again, he's going to clean up all these messes all over the place, because they actually respect him. He created peace in the Middle East. The media refused to cover it. The media is corrupt. And I feel obligated to become a political commentator. Maybe I'll do 2 different shows under the same ChillBuzz radio branch. Maybe I'll do another new additional idea. Not even as Luca Knight. I don't know. At this point, Luca Knight is a presence in the political scene, because the most sparks I ever made is when I voiced my opinions during the election and people wanted to crucify me, basically. And pretty much 90% of them don't anymore, because they saw what happened and they saw I was right. So please vote for Donald J. Trump, people. You must vote for Donald Trump. He is the savior. Never thought I would say stuff like this, but he is the savior. And I save the dance floor. Everything I do, I hope you guys reach out to me. I DJ, producer, videographer, artist, engineer, promoter, clubber, dancer. I just love all things in life. I'm single. I'm looking for a significant other to build something with. I don't really have a type. I just like a good person. That's it. Someone who I like and get along with. You have to look good, obviously, but just be good to me. That's it. And you'll get so much back in return. Because that's how I am, I treat others how I like to be treated. And that's the energy I want to bring to the music industry. A lot of the industry lacks that energy. And I want to make the scene great again. I want to make it all loving and bonds, and I want to just purge the fucking corruption, clean the swamp. What Trump's doing with the nation, I want to do that to the music industry and be the guy who fixes it. And I have inventions I'm planning. I have a lot of stuff. I'm coming into a lot of money. I'm trying to get rich before my lawsuit money kicks, because I don't want to have that define my success. I know people throw that in my face. So I'm busting my ass very hard to make sure that I make a lot of money this year. More than I did in my entire life. And I have a solid plan to do that. And so just to let you know, that solid plan is corporate events. I have partners. It's going to be an official LLC business. I'm working on the first official demo of this, and it's going to be mostly weddings, corporate events, upscale stuff, and that's my ticket to basically bringing in the Benjamins. And when I do that, I can manifest a super sane Luca Knight, basically. Something like that, the type of Luca Knight that can't be stopped no matter what. Because let's face it, if the game was not rigged, I wouldn't be stopped right now. But the game is rigged, and we all know it. Because I know you megastar motherfuckers aren't giving your boy Luca Knight of ChillBuzz Radio the time of day. But I know there might be some indie cats out there that are giving me the type of day. And you know exactly what I mean. There's a lot of bullshit corruption in the game. I'm personally tired of it. I'm done with it. The one man I respect more than anyone else in the music industry right now is Tom McDonald. He says they don't accept him into hip-hop when he's clearly a rapper in the hip-hop genre. Why? Because he doesn't fit the narrative and he actually speaks the truth against the establishment and what the agendas that they are pushing are. Tom McDonald is just not great musically, but politically he is 100% right about everything. I agree with 100% of everything he says. Musically, he's amazing. We need people like this in the world. That is my main musical role model at this current point in time. I want to be him of the electronic music scene. Even though I'm still, Luca Knight not so much, but one of my other personas still very tied to hip-hop. I mean, I am tied to hip-hop, but, Jay is kind of like very, very much hip-hop roots. The guy I was when I made that mixtape, and he speaking of him, he has a song called Unus Unum that will be shadow drop sometime this year. So be on the lookout for that. And that will promote his hip house album. I can't tell you the name of it, but you'll know. It won't be out until probably late second half 2026. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a renaissance. I'm trying to create a renaissance. You know how the game is so fucking corrupt and everything is so fucked up, and music could be better in so many ways. Not saying there isn't amazing music, but there's a lot of shitty music who people get too much credit for. And I'm trying to bring a renaissance that changes all of that. That makes sure the people who are actually good for it and are good quality talent get the light of day and get what they deserve and eliminate the corrupt bullshit from the scene and create new music styles and break traditional boundaries and not follow guidelines. I mean, you want to sometimes, but you want to have the option to follow those guidelines. You don't want to be told you need to follow those guidelines, because if you went with that advice, there would be no hip hop, there would be no electronic music, there would be no pop music, there would be so much things we know in this world. If people didn't think outside the box, we wouldn't have it. And what I'm doing under the J album is a completely new thing. It's a renaissance. And even what I'm doing under the Luca Knight album, it's also it's also a renaissance, because the other album I'm doing, it's going to be one genre. It's going to be hip house. A combination of hip hop and house music. If you look on my SoundCloud, you'll see a preview song, the song I'm going to shadow drop. And it's basically house music with elements of hip hop, some hip hop instruments being used to make a house music structure, and hip hop samples and elements, and either vocal samples or vocal choruses and or verses. Basically, that's hip house, a sound that can thrive in a house music community and can also thrive in a hip hop community. I love these hybrid genres. This is something that's been done many times, but I want to really put it on the map and make a whole album of it. I can't tell you the name of this album, but I can tell you the subtitle, and it's the official Hip House album, because it will be the first of its kind. And the album I'm about to show you right now, it's kind of like in the same category. I mean, I personally have never seen anyone. I mean, the reason the motivation of doing this album the way I'm doing it is really, just the whole creating of new sounds, thinking outside the box. I know hip hop, a lot of people shit on hip hop, but it evolved in significant ways. Not everyone likes those ways. Most people praise the old school ways, but a lot of the young kids prefer the new school ways and don't want to listen to the old shit. But I embrace the differences, the branching off of, different genres into subgenres and fusing with other genres to make hybrid genres. And I feel like that's the only way to bring a true renaissance to the world, between that and uncorrupting the game and really embracing the idea of people being able to go out, dance, and party without doing drugs and getting extremely fucked up. Because I saw some of the most energetic people that I've ever seen in my career at my first New Year's party, capping off every holiday in my career. Damn, I saw people do the worm and do all this insane shit, breakdance stuff, all sober. And that just makes me believe that we could live in a better world without all these overdoses by people doing too much stuff. I mean, I'm a cleaner person. I do better things in my life. I've been on a path to righteousness for a very long time, and I'm far from it, but I'm still on it. I'm still on it, and I'm not getting off course because I know what I want. I know what I value out of life. I know I'm a good person. I know I keep spreading that good energy, and nothing but good things will happen to me. It might not seem like it at all times, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and things will work out. They will. They have to. This album, it's very much how I DJ. I DJ all different types of music, and I couldn't pick one genre to do the album under. So I'm like, let me do an album where I play one of every genre. And then it became too massive, so I decided let me do a double album, and then I had to delay it a year. And then I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing triple. Let me take a few songs from these two and just make it a little, make each one a little shorter and make a triple. It'll be less work on me. And now I'm at the point where part one is dropping on time. It's 2 years late, but as of right now, it's on time. But the next two are delayed another 12 months to be exactly. But at least this will come out and this will have people excited, and this will definitely have people excited, and just hyped about what's coming next from Luca Knight. Like, so no, I'm not over here spinning some shit live or anything. Like, I did this earlier. It took me a good few times to bang this out the way I wanted to, but I definitely wanted this stream to be in like a traditional format where I played the intro song I started the stream, I played the intro song, I finish out the episode, and I do the mix of the night. It's not a song of the day, it's a mix of the night. And it's basically the beta version of Luca Knight, Let There Be Light, Part 1 SunRay. The beta version of that album. 6 songs minus the 7th song. So it's most of them. It's how the original one album was gonna sound. The 7th song is really a new addition. I created them in a way that they flow. You could barely tell the song is becoming a different song because they just sound so much like they are the same thing, Like they sound so different and they sound like the same thing. And I knew no one ever, I haven't heard of anyone doing an album that's every genre. So that's why I made it a whole massive trilogy album so I could literally get everything in there. Everything in there. Plus extra shit, new created shit. That's why I'm doing it like this. It's called Let There Be Light because it's my true beginning and my true big bang that will put me on the map significantly and make me a real like presence that I've always been destined to be. This is my true destiny, and I never stop believing that. I want to thank everyone who's always had my back, fans, friends. My friends are fans and my fans are friends, so you're all one. E pluribus unum. Together we are one. I love you people. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a strong comeback. This was the true return of Luca Knight. There's great things coming. Stay tuned. I'm going to have more episodes out soon. And it's going to be pretty lit. It's going to be pretty lit. Like, things are going to ramp up. Here's where it ramps up. I decided to make this very special episode alone for a reason. Because right now for a reason. Because this is where it all happens. And, you know, New Year's Eve was one of the highlights of my life, and it was the end of a chapter where I used to be a Charmeleon, and basically somewhere between there and here, I'm now a fucking Charizard. So here is where the real action happens. Get ready for it. This is the multiple songs of the day. The last song is the highest rated song out of all these beta tracks. Luca Knight, Let There Be Light. Part 1, SunRay. With the songs Let There Be Light, Evlemonium, Dragonfire, Rebelladelic, City Island, and Windian. Thank you for tuning in, people. I love you so much. I can't thank you enough. I know I'm rambling along. I know you want to stick a knife in my throat to make me shut the fuck up. So I'm about to, so you can hear my wonderful music. But I just want to express one more last time how much I appreciate all you, how much I would be nothing without you, and how much I appreciate you sticking through this. It literally makes me keep doing it. And if you have any feedback in regarding like what I should or should not do moving forward, if you want to be a part of my operations, I need people. I need help. You know, like I said earlier, like I get people who disappoint me or people who are good for it who look at me as a disappointment. But I'm not a fucking disappointment, and you know, I'll walk on that statement. A lot of these people who might look down at me, I'll look you right in the fucking eye when I say it. Right in the fucking eye when I say it. Like, look, I will battle you for everything you own, motherfuckers. Straight up. I have nothing to lose. I have a lot to lose. But I have nothing to lose because I don't have what I want. And I want what I want. And motherfuckers make it harder for me by not accepting me in the right circles. Because I don't grease the right people and I don't act the way certain people need me to act. Guess what, motherfuckers? I don't need you. I don't need you. I can do all this on my own. I'm the Tom McDonald of electronic music. My music shows. I don't stay traditional. I break boundaries. I don't follow trends. I set them. That's who I am. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. And I'm a follower in a sense as I follow greatness. I don't follow bozos. And by me following greatness made me great myself. So you follow me, you'll be great. And we could all be great together. Fed up with all the bullshit, all the corruption. I know you are too, people. I know you are too. The stuff that's going on in this country, the stuff that's going on in this state, in this world, in this city, in the industry, at your job, at my job, at the store, on the street, in the community. There's a lot of fucked up shit happening. And I will run for office someday. I will make better changes beyond just making the music scene a great place. You know? So I officially endorse Donald J. Trump as President of the United States. I will be going to his rally when he comes to the Bronx. I will be going to his inauguration when he wins the election. I will cry tears of joy when that happens, and I will sample something he says to use in my music, just how I did with Obama. and it will be a lot better. I guarantee that. So right now we are going to listen to Luca Knight, Let There Be Light, Part 1, SunRay, the beta version mix. Here it goes, people. Thank you for giving me the time of day. It means the world to me. I love all of y'all, night owls. Stay tuned. Follow me on everything. SoundCloud, Mixcloud, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, Threads, not TikTok, because I don't fuck with that Chinese propaganda, because even though it can help my career, I care more about our country than myself individually, because I'm not a selfish ass motherfucker. So I don't fuck with TikTok, and you shouldn't either if you love this country. And I'm gonna leave it on that because I truly feel strong about that shit. So people, I love you motherfuckers truly, and I will see you again very soon next time. Good night, New York. Good night, planet Earth. I know you're gonna love this music. Here it is.